What are the best superlight electric mountain bikes for 2022? Riders, welcome back to Sam's Bikes, where you know we only talk e-bikes, and in October and November is the ultimate buyer's guide for e-bikes at Sam's Bikes. And this week it's the superlight e-bikes, in my opinion the most exciting category of the bunch. But first, a massive shout out to every rider out there that has subscribed to Sam's Bikes. We just hit 20,000 subscribers and I'm blown away. This channel started 2 years ago as a hobby, and now it's a full-time job. And a massive shout out to every one of you that have watched the videos, subscribed to the channel. It means so much. Schwarby for being the first long-term sponsor and believing in me. Bayer for allowing me to dream. I'm just super happy. I am living my dream. It is hard work, but I love it. And riders, if you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button. It really does help out the algorithms. Share it with your friends. I really appreciate it. And firstly, what is a superlight e-bike? And more importantly, who's it for? A superlight e-bike is between 15 and 20 kilos. They normally have a smaller, less powerful motor, and they normally have batteries around 250 watts to 375. And in my opinion, the superlight e-bikes are for the fitter riders out there and someone that doesn't really want to lose that natural feeling of an analog bike. You know, like when you come up to like 25 kilos in a full powered e-bike, they're different. They're not better or worse, they're just different, and you do lose that natural mountain bike feel. It's something I feel really strongly about, and I love superlight e-bikes. If you are thinking about buying one, I would definitely go and test one because they are different and they're not for everyone. I'm actually riding the Kenevo SL at the moment and I love that bike. And if I'm going on my own, I'm definitely taking the Kenevo. But when I'm riding with a full powered e-bike group, I really need to think about who that group is, how fast they are, and if I should take the full powered e-bike or the superlight e-bike. And in 2022, the e-bike market has gone crazy. So many good new e-bikes entering the market. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Go over to samsbikes.net. We've actually designed the first ever sophisticated bike finder. All you need to do is fill out 5 simple questions and it will spit out my recommendations of the 3 bikes that I think will suit your style and your budget. I personally think it is the best way to look for your next e-bike. And give it a go, riders. I think you're gonna love it. And now onto the best, and actually the only superlight e-bikes on the market in 2022. And what I thought I would do is I would group these bikes into the motors because we are actually buying an e-bike and the motor and the battery system is really important. Shimano EP8. The Shimano EP8 has an 85 Nm motor, is really quiet under load, and it has a fantastic pedal stroke, really natural, and also really good when riding above the limiter or when the motor's off. It does have the clunking sound that has been very well reported, so you are gonna hear that when you're going downhill. It is a little bit annoying, but you do get used to it. I personally found the EP8 to be quite a thirsty motor, using about 1/3 more battery than the Bros or the Bosch in the full powered range test. Links to these range tests will be in the show notes. Now onto the bikes. Orbea Rise, 16.2 kilos. The Orbea Rise is definitely one of the most popular superlight bikes on the market. Rolling on 29 wheels, 150-140 mils of travel. Shimano EP8, but Orbea has its own software restricting this to 60 Nm. 360 watts of internal battery and an optional extra range extender of 252 watts. 474 mil reach in a large 445 chainstay, 65.5 degree head tube angle. I also want to mention the 16.2 kilos in the Rise is actually for the top spec, and it's very much a trail bike. I think if you want to do a bit more hard enduro, you're probably going to be looking at, when you spec it out, about 17 to 18 kilos. The Rise is available in 4 sizes and starting from 6,300 up to 10,000 euros. I really like the look of the Rise. I was a little bit disappointed to see it's a 150, 140 trail bike. Like, I don't really think that's either here or there. I would have loved to have seen it at 160, 150, but there's been a lot of people on the e-bike forums putting this up to 160 front and back and raving about it. And Rotwild have gone hard into the superlight category with 3 bikes. Rotwild R.X375, 18.2 kilos. R.X375 is a 150-140 trail bike rolling on 29 wheels with a full powered Shimano EP8 and a quick release 375 watt battery, which is really cool, and I really like the way this disconnects. Reach in a large 475, chainstay 450, and a head tube angle of 65.5. The RX375 is available in 4 sizes and starting from 7,500 euros up to 12,000. Rotwild E375, 18 to 19 kilos. The E375 is a 170-160 enduro bike rolling on 29 wheels, full powered Shimano EP8, 375 watt battery, reach in a large 485, chainstay 445, head tube angle 63.5. The E375 is available in 3 sizes and starting from 8,000 euros. And finally, the Rotwild R.G375, 19 to 20 kilos. The big super enduro monster truck from Rotwild, whopping 180 and 177 mils of travel, rolling on 29, EP8 motor and a 370 watt battery, reach in a large 475, chainstay 460, and a head tube angle of 63 degrees. Available in 3 sizes and 1 build for 9,000 euros. I really like what Rotwild have done here with the quick release battery. But think about this, maybe this could be the answer for the next super light and full powered e-bike in one. Imagine you have a down tube battery and you have a 300 or 350 watt battery and you have 3 of the same connectors, and then you have like a plastic plate going over the battery. So it would be, you could run it in the middle position and that would give you a super light bike of around 18 kilos, or you could run 2 batteries in the down tube in the left and right position. Now, I'm not an engineer at all, but I reckon that would be amazing if we could see that work. And it would definitely give you a super light and a full powered e-bike in one. I'm not really digging the long chainstays of 460 in the Super Enduro in the G, in the Gravity. And also, you're probably gonna need an extra battery, and that's gonna run you around 700 or 800 euros for a small 375 watt battery. So it's quite expensive. And now on to the SL 1.1 motor from Specialized. The SL 1.1 motor has 35 Newton meters and a 320 watt internal battery with an optional 160 range extender. I've done extensive testing on the Levo SL and the Kenevo SL, and I love the SL 1.1 motor. It's got gears in it, and it actually makes you feel like you're pedaling a bike. And it's kind of hard to explain, but it really is a natural feeling. And the range is really impressive for such a small battery. I got in the range test like 950 meters of vertical climbing only with the internal 320 watt battery. Yes, you do need to work more, but it's a fantastic feeling motor. Specialized Kenevo SL, 18 kilos. The Kenevo SL is basically a Specialized Enduro with a motor and battery. Rolling on 29 wheels, 170 mils of suspension front and back. Gear numbers in a large, reach 485, chainstay 447, and the head tube angle 62.5, 63.5, 64.5. The Kenevo is a masterpiece, and you can barely tell it's an e-bike. And it has the 6-way change of geometry with the flip chip at the back and the head cups at the front. When you're riding the Kenevo SL, it's really easy to forget you're riding an e-bike. You know, you got the help to get up the top. But when you point it downhill, like let's say a fully spec'd Specialized Enduro is around 15 kilos, you cannot feel that 3 kilos. And actually, if anything, it's making it more planted. I love the suspension kinematics of the Kenevo. It really does feel like you're on a magic carpet. You just float over the trails. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it really is a sensational bike. The Kenevo is available in 4 sizes and 3 models and a frame set, starting at 7,000 euros up to 14.5 for the S-Works. Specialized Levo SL, 17 kilos. If you're a fan of the channel, you would know that I did a long-term 1,450K review on the Levo SL. And wow, in my opinion, this is the first real e-bike. And in the future, what we should be looking to make e-bikes like. The SL is rolling on 29 wheels, 150 travel front and back, 455 reach in a large, short chainstay of 375 and a 66-degree head tube angle. The SL is available in 4 sizes and starting from 6,000 up to 14,500 for the S-Works. As I said, I love the Kenevo SL and the Levo SL, and if you are thinking about getting either of them, I have actually done a comparison video because they're quite similar bikes in a way. Like the Levo SL can do hard enduro riding and the Kenevo SL can do trail riding. So it kind of helps you think about what you want to do and which one's better for you. And now the new kids on the block from Endura, Forestal with a collaboration motor with Bafang. 60 Nm motor, 360 watt internal battery. I was lucky enough to test the new Forestal/Bafang motor in Endura like 6 weeks ago. And overall, I was impressed with the motor. Definitely it doesn't have the natural feeling of something like the Shimano EP8 or the Specialized SL 1.1. I would say the feeling of the motor is kind of a little bit more like the Bosch. I'm not going to say it's better or worse, it's just different. Forestal Siryon, 16.7 kilos, 150 mils of travel front and rear, rolling on 29 wheels, 480 reach in a large, 445 chainstay, 65.5 head tube angle. The Siryon is available in 4 sizes, starting at 8,300 euros up to 12,600 euros. Forestal Siryon, 17.4 kilos. The Siryon is 170 mils of travel front and back, rolling on 29 wheels, 488 reach in a large, 446 chainstay, and 64-degree head tube angle. Available in 4 sizes and starting at 8,300 euros up to 12,600. I'm really impressed what Forestal have managed to do in a short period of time. Bring 2 high-end bikes to the market, making their own software and their own collaboration with Bafang motor. It's not a small feat. I've heard they're having a few problems with the firmware, and also they definitely need to work on their range extender, which I've heard they are going to release next year. But all in all, I think the Forestal is a solid option. The last 3 bikes are using the Fazua motor and battery system, which I think is quite interesting. The Fazua system has 55 Nm of power and a smallish 250 watt battery. Nox Helium, 18.5 kilos. The Nox Helium is rolling on 27s or 29s or mullet, I believe, a whopping 180 mils of travel front and rear, and obviously using the Fazua motor. Geo numbers in a large, reach 469, head tube angle 65 and chainstay 453. The Helium is available in 2 sizes and 2 models, starting from 5,999 euros up to 7,799 euros. Lapierre E Zesty, 18.6 kilos. The E Zesty is the original superlight from the Frenchies, rolling on 27.5 wheels, 150 travel suspension front and rear. Geometry numbers reach in a large 470, 65.5 degree head tube angle, and a nice short 435 chainstay. The E Zesty is available in 3 sizes and 2 models, starting from 5,999 euros up to 7,699. I definitely think that Lapierre were ahead of the curve with the E Zesty, but a trail bike 150 still running 27 wheels, it's kind of showing its age here. I would love to see an upgrade with 29 wheels. Trek E-Caliber, 15.7 kilos. The E-Caliber is the first cross-country e-bike that I'm aware of. Rolling on 29 wheels, 120 suspension up front and only 60 in the rear. Fazua motor, 250 watt battery, 470 reach in a large, 67.5 head tube angle and a 447 chainstay. Available in 4 sizes and 6 models, starting from 7,200 euros all the way up to 13,000. And that's it for the Fazua motors, and I think it is really interesting what Fazua is doing. You know, like, I love the idea that you can take out the battery and you could have a trail or an enduro bike with motor assistance or without. I love that, but I would love to also see the battery getting bigger. I don't think 250 watts is big enough. I really like to see that get to 320 or even 400. And it's great to see the powerhouse of Trek jumping on board with the Fazua system in their first cross-country e-bike. I'm sure we're going to see a lot coming from Fazua in the future. And riders, that's it for me this week with the best superlight e-bikes. I personally think this is the most exciting category, and we still have a fair bit of room to go. And the million-dollar question, which superlight e-bike would I be choosing in 2022? It's a bit of a no-brainer for me. It's the bike that I'm already riding, the Kenevo SL. It's a masterpiece with the 6-change geometry and the amazing suspension kinematics. It's an amazing bike, so that would be my pick. But riders, more importantly, what would you be picking in 2022? And if you're still not sure, head over to samsbikes.net. You can check out every bike that we spoke about today in the list. You can actually compare the bikes with pricing, weight, componentries. We are really going to town on this e-bike finder, and we want to be the Wikipedia of e-bikes in the future. So definitely check it out. And riders, stay safe out there, and I'm going to see you next week.